Say something funny, Wendy. We can't wait.
I'm not funny.
Hey, girls are funny, Wendy, okay? Get over it. Just do women's comedy stuff, you know, talk about how fat you are and how you want to have sex with guys and then say, my vagina a lot.
I don't feel like being funny right now.
And that's just the kind of sexist bullcrap that's gonna keep you in the kitchen. Sit your ass down.
I need rings, Super Bowl size. I need a fine dime with some Super Bowl thighs. You say you the truth, that's a Super Bowl lie. I flex on a nigga like a super swole guy. You come into the squad and you super gon' die. I make it look easy and I super don't try. It's funny, everybody always looking up to me, but I've always been a super short guy. Bye.
What is going on, guys? This is JWAGS 412, and how's everybody doing? Now, this is a touchy topic, and this is a topic I've been trying to avoid. I really did not want to say anything about this, because honestly, quite frankly, I don't give a fuck. But I cover gaming news, and this is one of the most prevalent topics right now in gaming, is this whole Battlefield 5, SJW, the inclusion of women, historical accuracy, all that bullshit, right? So, let's dive into it. I'm gonna give you my honest opinion about this whole stupid situation. So in case you don't know by now, or if you're not followed this news yet, Battlefield 5, the reveal trailer was shown, I think, maybe 2 months ago. I watched it live, and immediately people went to the internet and were bitching because why? There are there's women soldiers focused on in this trailer. Almost immediately, the first thing you see in the first 5 seconds is a female soldier, and she has a prosthetic arm, and she's shooting a sniper rifle, so that's already in itself historically inaccurate. But the main problem everybody seems to be having is the fact that there are women in this game, and they are showing these women quite heavily throughout the whole trailer. In the end here, they'll show where she saves a guy, she beats a guy over head with a club. But the main problem is, what it seems to me anyway, is that people have a problem with women being in this game. Because as far as the historical accuracy goes of World War II, as far as we know, for America anyway, there were no female soldiers on the front line, much less shooting a sniper rifle with a prosthetic arm. But that's the main problem here. In case you guys did not know, people have a huge problem, for the most part, with a woman being featured in this game. The biggest problem is that they say there were no fucking women in World War II.
The military creates special units for women. More than 300,000 women enlist. Although they aren't trained in combat, they take important jobs operating telegraphs, translating, and flying new airplanes to military bases.
So let's get this out of the way. As far as we know, there were no women in the front lines of World War II. Matter of fact, they weren't even trained in combat. That does not mean they were not enlisted, and that does not mean that they did not play a huge role in World War II, because they did. Most women were back home in the States, manning the front lines. They were doing all the jobs that men had left. They were taking care of the kids. They were doing manufacturing jobs that that were suited for men, they said. They were putting planes together, making weapons. They were fueling the fire to what would be a victory for America for World War II. And during this time, they were back home and overseas supporting the American men, husbands and sons that were overseas. This was still a time of women inequality, so they performed all these same jobs for lesser pay. They had just recently, in the past 2 decades, passed the 19th Amendment for women to vote. So this is still a time where women were very much held down by the American government, and they still held it down and supported their men and pushed through to see America to victory. So they had a very big role in World War II, even though it was not in the front lines. Now, as far as women in World War II go, in America, no. They were not trained for combat, and no, I do not think there was any women actually fighting for America in World War II. But there's documented history of, for instance, the Soviet Union had a lot of women in the military, snipers and whatnot, 8% I believe during the time of World War II. But I'll address the point, okay? So for the most part, yes, I agree. There were no women, for the most part, that we know of, fighting in the front lines in World War II, and that is not historically accurate.
That's just something they know. They know, they know, they know. They know, they know, they know. They know, they know, they know. Yeah, they know, yeah.
Now, the last thing I want to do is defend EA. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm not sure they ever claimed this game was historically accurate. And if people have such a big problem with this game not being historically accurate, I'm doing quotation marks, then where the fuck was all the bitching for Battlefield 1? Because in case you guys didn't know about historical accuracy in World War I, trust me, they were not running on fucking blimps. And Tony Stark wasn't contracting fucking iron suits to the government. see where I'm going with this? People seem to pick and choose what their problems are, right? So the last Battlefield 1, we had no problems with the ton of historical inaccuracies in that game, and we were okay with that. Why? Because it's a fucking video game. And the second thing is, I'm pretty sure with that game as well, they did not ever claim that it was 100% accurate to history. But now all of a sudden, it's a problem because it's a woman. Now look, I'm not trying to call anybody out, I'm not trying to, you know, degrade anybody's opinion, whatever, I'm just saying my thoughts on it. Personally, I play video games to escape from real life, right? The more far-fetched, the better. I play games to do things I can't do in real life, and playing as a woman in World War II, for me personally, does not bother me. Now, would the option be nice to play as a man? Yes, it would, because I am a guy, and I personally find myself most time more immersed if I can play as a man because I see myself through that character. But even that in itself is a little hypocritical for me to say, because, you know, I love games like, you know, Tomb Raider and Horizon Zero Dawn and all these great games with a female lead. And these games, when I play them, once I'm immersed in these games, I can give a fuck less than I'm playing as a female character. I'm just enjoying the game, the experience. As long as the character is interesting and I can relate to that character, that's all I need. So for me personally, I can give a fuck what sex I'm playing as, even, you know, way back in the day. But let's say one of my favorite games ever, Resident Evil 2. I love playing as Claire. Resident Evil 1, I love playing as Joe. It's an iconic character in the survival horror franchise. Loved it. I actually preferred playing Jill over Leon, not Leon, but in the first one, Chris Redfield. And I actually prefer playing as Claire over Leon at Resident Evil 2. I don't know why, I just did. So here's the big question. Do people have a problem with this game being historically inaccurate? Or do they have a problem that the lead character, it seems, is going to be focused on, is a woman? I would say for the most part, it's a combination of the two, in my personal opinion. But like I said, does it really matter, guys? Does it really fucking matter? I'm talking to all the gamers, all the people, all the casuals who are talking about this. Everybody who's talking about this in the thread are people who are sincerely pissed off about this. Does it really matter? Because me personally, I don't think it does. I'm used to seeing women in my video games. I'm used to seeing women in the movies portray. You know, it's 2018, guys. Are we really that upset they're putting a woman in this game? I think it's a little blown out of proportion. I think people are getting their panties in a bunch about nothing. Now, on the flip side, I do think that the core audience here, and it's probably I'm guessing, just a guess, statistically correct, is the majority of the people who buy this game are men. And that's just a general stat. The majority of gamers are male. I'm not sure the exact numbers, but I know it's overwhelmingly male to female ratio. And that is a main argument used by a lot of people. They're saying, why are you accommodating the people who are not going to buy your game? Why are you not accommodating the people, the vast majority of the people who would love and support your franchise and who are going to buy your game? And to that, I say, they slightly do have a point there. Like I said, the vast majority of people who are going to buy this game are male, so they're saying, why are you not going to cater to that male crowd? That is a valid complaint, and that's one I can see, but I still do not think it holds a lot of weight. Like I said, these game developers, you know, they can do whatever they want. It's their games, their creativity. Yes, they should keep their fans in mind, but like I said, I do not think putting a female lead or just having female characters in a game is a bad decision. As I said, we're in the future now. It's 2018. You know, it's time. Personally, I'm used to this shit, and I don't understand what the big deal is myself. I think the main problem here is how they address it, because fans voice their concerns, and the main guy over there in charge of DICE, EA, whoever, the main guy in charge of this game, basically said, fuck you to fans. He said, hey, we're putting females in this game. You know, I told my daughter said, why can't I be in this game? I said, you know what, you're right. So I decided to put females in this game. If you don't like it, don't buy it. And I think that pisses a lot of people off. People there have been, you know, dedicated to this franchise, true fans who, who bleed Battlefield, the series. They love Battlefield 4. They love what the series has done. True committed fans, they kind of took that as an insult, like, oh, fuck us, like, you know, so if we're not happy with your game, then fuck us, don't buy it. That's what you're telling us. So you don't want the vast majority of the people who supported your game to buy it. And I think that statement is why they are in the position they're in now. Not they're in a bad spot, but you guys hear the you know, the rumors and stuff for the stats. Pre-order numbers are low, which don't necessarily mean a lot. Just recently, God of War had low pre-numbers that wasn't looking that good, but look what happened to that. It went on to sell, I think, what was it, 3 million copies in the first, like, I don't know, 2-3 days. That shit was crazy. But here's what I want to say. If you're a person, if it bothers you that much that women are being featured in this game and it's not historically accurate, if it bothers you that much, even if you are a true Battlefield fan, if it really bothers you that much, then I'm gonna say what he said, you know, don't buy the game. Don't buy the game, and show them that you want the change. Show this company that you want a different direction for this game. That's all I can say for true fans. If you guys really feel that strongly about this, you really do not want to see women featured in this game, then it's a fucked up cause in my opinion, but speak with your wallet, you know. That's what you gotta do with every company. Like I said, me personally, I give a fuck. I'm not really a Battlefield fan at all, to be honest with you. Call of Duty, I've kind of got over them war games at the first person. Vietnam, World War I, World War II, Modern Combat, it's kind of, I've kind of grown out of that. I don't really care for it. Not knocking those who do, but that's not my cup of tea anymore. I play other games. So Battlefield 5, I was going to pick up regardless, nor pick up Black Ops 4. So this doesn't really affect me personally. It's not something, like I said, I have a huge opinion about, but in my general thoughts, I could give a fuck less what character, male, female, transsexual, who gives a fuck? Like I said, I just want to play the game, and as long as the game is good, that's all I care about. But anyway, it's this time, guys. Enjoy this video. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that bullshit. Please leave your thoughts in the comments. I'm very interested to hear you guys' thoughts on this topic. Talk to you guys next time. Thanks.